Welcome to the tutorial for LHM cameras in LHM.gg. In this video, we will discuss how to configure it to display the view from players' cameras on HUDs. We'll also look at all the additional options available. The games currently supported by LHM cameras are CS2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Valorant, Rocket League, and Apex Legends. Using LHM cameras itself is super easy, but we need to cover a very important issue before moving on to the configuration itself. You may encounter troubles with the connection if you or any of the players are behind a symmetric NAT firewall. The reason is that current camera's implementation works on a peer-to-peer basis, which requires the possibility to create direct connection between two PCs. Symmetric NAT makes it impossible. Unfortunately, there is no single solution to this issue, so if it affects you or any of your players, you need to figure out on your own how to solve this problem. If you're using a router supplied by your internet provider, it's best to just contact them and ask directly. Once we have that explained, we can move on to configuration. Let's go to the Cameras tab, where all the magic will happen. The first step to be taken is to assign the players who will participate in the game. To do this, click on the list and select the player you have configured in the Players tab. If you don't know what the Players tab is all about, I suggest watching our tutorial covering all the basic functions of LHM. You can manually select all players or use the Fill from Live tab function if you are connected to a game server to automatically assign all players who have also already joined. Remember to save your changes. If all players are already assigned and the changes have been saved, you can copy the link and send it to the players to connect to LHM. We suggest using Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Also, remember to allow the browser to use a device they want to use as their camera. In demonstrating how the cameras work, we will be assisted by Michael and Dwight from the office. Once on the site, your players simply need to select the desired capture device and then select themselves on the list and click Connect. If they wish, they can also enable or disable the preview of their webcam. During the game, we recommend leaving the preview off. We all know very well that in competitive games, it is very important to put as little load on the hardware as possible. A green dot will appear next to each connected player on the list in the LHM. Keep in mind that while the green dot confirms that connection was established, it doesn't indicate that you have asymmetric NAT, which, as previously mentioned, is required for LHM cameras. So if you can't see the camera feed despite the green dot being present, ensure your network uses asymmetric NAT. And that's it. At this point, if you are connected to the game, you can run the HUD and see if everything works. If you had the HUD running before, then refresh it with Alt+F keybind, or close the HUD and run it again. Now let's return to the Cameras tab to check the remaining options. You can set a password that will prevent unauthorized people from entering the link. There's also an option to reset the link if needed. You can quickly turn off the camera preview with the Disable button under the player. This can come in handy when there is something going on the other side that you don't want displayed on the broadcast. To resume the camera feed, click on the button again. Camera delay in seconds allows you to delay the preview from the player's cameras by the value entered in the input. This is especially useful in games where the spectator has a delay relative to gameplay to prevent cheating. For example, on a regular League of Legends launcher, the delay is 3 minutes, so you only need to enter 180 seconds for the camera feed to match what is happening in the game. Remember that camera delay currently works only with HUDs provided by LHM, Ultra and Premium HUDs. That's all for today. With this tutorial, you should be able to use LHM cameras with ease. We'll see you in the next video.